and welcome. My name is Dr. Bhavna Pathak. I'm a hematologist-oncologist and the medical director of our integrative oncology program here at MemorialCare. I am so pleased to bring you the Let's Nourish Ourselves modules, an attempt to integrate our mind, body, and spirit initiatives. Today I'm joined by our wonderful dietitian, Hannah Gross. Hello, Hannah.
Hi, Dr. Pathak. Thank you. My name is Hannah. I'm a registered dietitian with Saddleback MemorialCare, and I'm so excited to be a part of this project. My team and I worked on this project in collaboration with Long Beach MemorialCare as well as Orange Coast MemorialCare. So thank you so much for having us.
Thank you guys. You have done a labor of love in compiling all this information in a way that's hopefully easy to digest and understand. Today's topic, we're going to discuss weight loss. Weight loss is a very troublesome topic for many, for patients, their loved ones, and even providers before they enter our clinic space. Unintentional weight loss is often a harbinger of cancer, and seeing that before a diagnosis or worse during treatment and afterwards can be really upsetting to patients. And so let's start to unpack this together. What are some things that contribute to weight loss and make it hard for people to maintain their weight, and what are some tips you might have to help patients and their loved ones who are taking care of patients to manage weight loss?
Yeah, so weight loss is something that can commonly be seen in cancer treatment and with cancer patients, and typically they may experience a decreased appetite, and so but their calorie needs are increased, and so it's very important to make sure that they're still getting their nutrient needs, even though it's going to be a bit more difficult, especially for someone who's experiencing nausea or decreased appetite. So that being said, it's best to really try to plan to stay consistent with your meals as best as possible. So planning to try to eat 1 hour within waking up in the morning, and then trying to eat more small frequent meals every 2 to 3 hours, just to try to stay consistent. Try not to skip meals and snacks, and then snack as often as possible on foods that are both high in calories and high in protein.
Okay, so in a sense, kind of planning ahead for this anticipated weight loss or observed weight loss with smaller meals, maybe within the hour of waking, and then kind of planning that ahead, marching that out through the day, and snacking whatever's accessible.
Yes.
So what are some foods or snacks that are high in calories and protein? I know protein, as we've discussed in the other modules, is a very important macronutrient that we need during treatment or during a diagnosis. So what are high calorie foods?
So high calorie foods would include things like high or full fat dairy products, nuts and nut butter, oils like olive oil, avocado oil. Avocados themselves are going to be high calorie, and so these are all important things to add to your diet because these foods contribute more calories than certain other foods, and so they can help to maintain weight.
Okay, so all the yummy foods that we might conceive of when not going through a cancer diagnosis, but recognizing that everybody is different, especially during cancer. These same foods may not be as appealing, but they are nutrient dense, and so going for them when you can provide a way to maintain your calories and prevent weight loss.
Yes.
So anything else you might suggest beyond this? Anything in terms of the timing or supplements?
Yeah, so high protein foods are going to be very useful as well, because protein is going to help to prevent muscle breakdown. So protein foods such as, like you had mentioned, supplements, there are protein drinks that are available, but also protein can be found in things such as, meats, fish, poultry, beef, eggs, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, tofu, nut butters, which is something that we'd also talked about as being high calorie. So this is all going to be, these are going to be foods that are going to provide calories and protein. So these are very important to try to focus on these foods. Some tips to kind of help with mitigating a decreased appetite would be to eat when your appetite is at its largest or when your appetite is best. So if, for example, you know that you tend to have more of an appetite in the morning, then try to eat your largest meal in the morning if you can. And then, like we had mentioned, or like you had mentioned, supplements can be really helpful. So if you're not able to do a lot of food prep and you need something that's just kind of quick and easy, you can buy pre-made supplements. These can be found in stores, and they have both calories and protein. So things like Boost and Sure, these are all perfectly acceptable to help get some extra calories throughout the day. If you do buy a drink at the store, such as a Boost or an Ensure, just try to look and see how many calories is provided per carton, and try to aim for at least 200 to 400. And then you can always speak to your registered dietitian to try to get more recommendations on different supplements. There's also, if a creamy drink isn't something that's sounding appetizing to you at the time, there are also some that are fruity flavored, if that's something that seems like it's going to go down a little bit more easily. And then if you make a drink at home using, for example, like a protein powder that that you like, you can always add high calorie foods to that as well, like dairy, high fat, full fat dairy, so milk or ice cream or Greek yogurt, just to add some extra nutrition. Some other good tips would be to try to always carry a snack with you. So whether that's like a pudding or one of the nutrition supplements, a protein bar, just to kind of have something on hand to try to always, whenever you do have an appetite, try to have a little something. And then also try eating a bedtime snack, because you're going to be going to sleep. So if you have a snack before bed, it's not going to affect your appetite for the rest of the day or for the next day or anything like that. And then adding high fat foods, like those high calorie foods that we talked about, like olive oils, things like that to your meals, or nuts to your salads, just anywhere that you can try to sneak some of those high calorie foods in, just to get more nutrition in your diet.
Okay, wonderful. So I hear you saying that there are ways to supplement and augment the calories you have in your diet, in addition to the timing and trying to eat frequent meals, trying to use supplements that are readily available in stores. And this is a question I get from my patients: am I able to take a Boost or a Glucerna? And usually the answer is yes. There's usually very little downside to these supplements, as long as you're able to tolerate it. And like you said, maybe taking it in smaller, slower portions can help you to digest it. And having a bag ready, kind of thinking of your appetite as a friend that you're just you're taking care of. And so with that, I think I'd love to just remind our viewers of why we're here today: to nourish ourselves. So Hannah, let's do the honors.
Sure. Let's nourish ourselves.